Sexual energy is our life force energy. So naturally, when someone is connected with themselves and balanced within their energy, will express themselves through that energy in an honoring way, honoring to themselves and honoring to other people, and will have a certain perspective around sexuality and the meaning of sexuality, and want to express that in an honoring way that's attached to love and kindness, an expression of feelings of love for another person. But when someone is disconnected from themselves to varying degrees, will play out in all kinds of unconscious ways with regard to that energy. At one level, if a person is always feeling the surge of sexual energy moving through the body due to a lot of testosterone, can easily fall into the trap of using other people for self-gratification and not be able to control themselves. And this is how we see in society the way that sex is glorified, and it becomes a source of humor when someone plays out in this way. And then, of course, on the other side of the dynamic, we have the person on the receiving end, and the different ways that that person, from a wounded place, will develop a distorted relationship around their sexuality as well. So there are many ways that someone can become imprinted around this energy because it's such a powerful energy that moves through the body. Sexual abuse in childhood is another way that a person becomes imprinted around their sexual energy. And sometimes a person who has been abused can become an abuser because of the way that they're imprinted around their sexual energy. So this is a very sad thing. And it's easy to get down on other people that play out in abusive ways, but the truth is they're so disconnected from themselves that they're out of control. That's what it means to operate through the unconscious mind. A person is that disconnected that they fall into unhealthy and destructive habits that they don't know how to control, that become compulsive. So the first practice I'd like to share is to write down in detail any sexual experiences that have been painful, where you felt abused or taken advantage of. You could look to your childhood or your teenage years or any experience at all, and first work on the ones that have the most potency and energy. So you write out the circumstances with as much detail as possible. You write down the specific range of feelings that you felt. You write down and identify the specific self-judgments that came about as a result of that painful experience. And a final list, once you've moved through those feelings relating to yourself specifically, to write down the judgments that you held or are perhaps still holding towards that other person, because this is just going to give you more insight into how that experience affected you. And I would definitely recommend, with these types of issues, taking a full hour to allow yourself to feel and express and remember what you felt and how you felt, and to write the details down. Because this is going to help you recall the experience in greater detail by writing down those details. And at the end of the process, when you feel that you're connected with your pain and your feelings, it would be the perfect time to complete the self-forgiveness practice. So you could watch another video that I did to look at the specific phrasing and approach involved with that practice. So you want to follow it up immediately when you're in the feelings, those hurt feelings where you felt manipulated around sexuality, or abused or put down in some way, or where you felt violated physically. Write those details down and go through each experience one by one. And you could also engage with the energy dialogue practice, which is another way of getting in touch with feelings, associated with a particular situation that's painful, to allow you the opportunity to express yourself. So when you see that video, you'll know exactly what I mean and how you can apply it to a difficult experience that you've had relating to sex and sexuality. So this is definitely the first place to begin. This experiences that we remember, that we can recall and get in touch with. And if you're a person who's watching these videos and you feel out of control of your energy and find that you've fallen into the habit of chasing your sexual drive at the expense of other people, this would be an important time to start to write about your feelings as well and how you feel out of control. And definitely, if this is a behavior that you want to shift, you definitely want to stay away from engaging with alcohol, because when we engage with alcohol, it takes our awareness away and we fall deeper into the drive of the unconscious mind. So alcohol makes everything worse. It allows us to be taken over on an unconscious level. So definitely, if you care about shifting these issues, whether on the side of what we would call the abuser versus the abused, engaging with alcohol would definitely be something you want to avoid as you're going through the healing process around your energy. This is really important. Really, really important when you go into social situations to refrain from drinking. That's the first step, and that's a very important step. And I will follow up with more videos around ways to examine one's sexual expression for the purpose of healing. Thank you.